good morning, everybody out in Schooner television land. This is the Schooner Morning Show with Mark Prevost, and my guest today is Erwin Berg from apartment 621 in the Rockport building. Good morning, Mr. Berg. How are you today?
Very good, and how are you?
Good, I'm very good. Have you been watching our interviews on Channel 1390?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. You know, even if you weren't, I would want you to lie.
I could never lie.
I know you wouldn't. That's why I said it. I'm just kidding. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born? Where did you go to school? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Lewiston, Maine, all the way across the river.
Yeah.
In what we called CMG Hospital at that time.
CMG, yeah. Central Maine General, I think it was. Right.
Yeah. And then I first lived on Summer Street in Lewiston. I lived there until I was 2 years old. And right across the yard from me was Dot Hunter.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Dot Hunter that lives,
And now we're still neighbors. She lives in the apartment above me.
Right.
In Rockport.
Right.
So we were neighbors then, and she used to come out and push me around in a stroller. I got a picture of that.
You're kidding. I would love to see that.
I'll show it to you. Yeah. Then after we moved to New Albany. I was there for 3 years. And then I moved out to Six Corners.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Six Corners, yeah.
And that was a great place to grow up. I was there until I went into the Army. And we had, at Six Corners, we had ball fields and skating rinks. And that's sort of places for young guys, a lot of young guys there.
Yeah, kind of a community all in its own, right?
You could find a ball game going on anytime.
All the time. I remember that as a kid too, yeah.
Those days are gone.
I know.
We even had a pinnacle right in back of Jimmy Bookless's house where we used to hold winter carnivals. We put a little jump, we had ski jumping and cross country.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Such a difference the way kids grew up today than the way we grew up, because I can relate to all of that as well.
That was fun.
So did you go to Edward Little High School?
I went to Edward Little.
Yeah.
I got out of Edward Little in 1946.
Oh, so you probably knew Edward Little yourself. The man that it was named after? No.
I was a couple of years after.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I went from Edward Little, I went into the Army, did my basic training down at Fort Bragg. When I was at Fort Bragg in basic training, they called me down for an audition for the band, for music. And I had no idea this was coming. But when you enter the Army, they ask you what you had done previously, and I said I had been in the band. And so they had me down and they gave me an audition on a baritone horn, which I had never played before. Well, after basic was over, lo and behold, they called me down to they had a band at Fort Bragg, and they called me down there to go into band training.
Yeah.
Band training lasted for 10 months.
Oh, wow.
And I played the baritone horn, which I had never, not played before.
Right.
But it came easy because I had the right armature for it.
Yeah.
And we had a great 10 weeks. In the band school, we didn't have to work weekends, which was
great for the Army, because everybody does, just about, yeah.
Right. So I kept getting in the Army. I was always lucky. My basic training battalion all went to South Korea because things were starting to spread.
Heat up down there, yeah.
Communism was spreading.
Yeah.
This was before the war. But I didn't go there. They assigned me to Germany. So I went to go for a boat, to go, a troop ship to go over.
Yeah.
But there weren't enough troops going over, so they flew me over.
Wow.
Which was great, Then I got assigned to a band in Berlin, which was a ceremonial band. We traveled around Berlin.
And Berlin now was they had...
Four sectors. There was an English sector, in Berlin.
Yeah.
An English sector, a French sector, a Russian sector, and the American sector.
English, French, American, and Russian.
Right.
In Berlin.
In Berlin.
So had they built the wall yet, or
No.
they hadn't built it
It
yet?
was before the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, but the sectors were like 2 million Russian troops were in the sector in Berlin.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, not 2 million in the zone.
Yeah.
The Russian zone was all around us.
Yes,
The
yes.
American zone was way down south.
Yeah.
Frankfurt and Darmstadt.
Yes.
So, the band was a great band. I was probably in the bottom 10% as far as ability went. But anyway.
But boy, I mean, what a wonderful way to be in the service.
Yeah.
Because the band just keeps everybody's morale up and is such a integral part from what I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we worked 7 days a week. Saturday morning we had a radio show
Yeah.
which went throughout the European theater,
Wow.
played everywhere there. And then Sunday afternoon we had a big parade in front of Truman Hall, which was a hall that fed probably 1,000 troops, I guess, special troops.
Yeah.
And well, the big parade included the only black, we were segregated at that time. The only black troops in Berlin were in this honor guard. And they were so good, you couldn't believe how good they were. You know, they march all over the place and throw their rifles at each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah. A ceremonial, yeah.
They were so good. So there were crowds of German people loved that.
Yeah.
And there were crowds of people that came there
Yeah.
to watch them perform and then watch the band perform.
Right.
We did, you know, we could do a lot of intricate parading ourselves because we practiced it all the time.
Right.
So that took 7 days up. But I had relatives in Berlin.
Oh, boy, that's another stroke of luck.
I had
Yeah.
a lot of relatives in Berlin. And my father had lived in Berlin a little bit before he came over to America. So I used to go visit an uncle quite frequently, which was about 2 hours away on the subway.
Yeah.
The subway ran pretty well. That was about the only thing that wasn't bombed out.
Yeah.
And so if I could, I used to go out there to visit him, and then another uncle. So I had 2 uncles actually that I saw when I was there, and 3 cousins. And
So Berg, your dad was German.
German.
I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Berg, Erwin Berg.
yeah, he was born in Austria
Yeah.
and then moved to Germany. My mother was born in Poland, but in a part of Poland that spoke German.
Aha. So they were able to communicate
They
and,
could, my
yeah.
mother could speak 2 languages, Polish and she spoke Polish in school and German at home.
yeah.
So
So you're a child of immigrants,
yeah, oh, yeah,
immigration.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when immigration was a good thing, and it still is. I feel it still is. Yeah.
It was very, very difficult to get into this country at that time, though. You had to have a sponsor. You
Right.
had to have a job.
Right.
to go
Right.
in, you know,
Yeah.
It was very difficult.
Yeah. We didn't have the programs we have now. So if you didn't have a job, what would you have done? You know, you'd be a homeless, so to speak, or you'd come to the country and not have any help if you didn't have a sponsor or. Yeah. So you spent your time in the service in the band,
Yes.
wonderfully, fantastic. Came back to the States after
Right.
and went to school, or
Yeah, well, I came back in the spring and I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I knew I wanted to go to college somewhere, but
Yeah.
I didn't know where.
Right.
I had the GI Bill.
GI Bill, yeah,
And then I had two friends, Dick Althine and Earl Austin, that were going to Bentley
Bentley.
College.
Yes, wonderful college.
Yeah, so I said, well, I might as well go there, and which I did. I went for 2 years, and then I heard about this program that General Motors had, and I applied for management trainees
Yeah.
after I graduated,
Yeah,
and I got accepted, and I was placed in a new departure plant. Ball bearings, new departure ball
Yep.
bearings in Bristol, Connecticut.
Yep, Bristol, Connecticut, yep.
Yeah. So I went to Bristol, Connecticut. I was there for 2 years of management training, and I enjoyed that very much. It was a good place to be. I was kind of settled in when my father had a stroke.
Oh,
And I had no brothers and sisters, no cousins, just friends.
you're an only child?
Only child.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So,
I never would have known that. No, you don't act it at all, nor do I. I'm an only child, and people say I don't act like one, right? Haven't you said that? Okay. Tell us about meeting your wife. How did you meet your wife?
well, after I was back in Auburn,
Yeah,
I used to go to dances at City Hall in Boston.
yeah.
And that was a big thing at that time. This was in the late.
Oh, dances everywhere. All my relatives tell me they met people at dances, and that's what everybody did, was go to dances back in the day.
This was the late 40s and the early 50s.
Yeah,
And a big band, the Fenton Brothers, played at City Hall.
Yeah.
A lot of people there.
Yeah.
I met my wife there, and we went together for maybe a year or so. And she was from a big Irish family, and they were Catholic, and so I was Lutheran, and so I had to go to Catholic training.
you had to be, what do they call it? You had to be converted.
Converted.
Yeah, over to Catholicism.
I didn't convert though, so we got married in the vestry,
Uh-huh.
which.
Yeah, all those rules.
Yeah. So we lived in apartments for 2 or 3 years. Then we bought a house out on Lake Street,
Yeah,
like on your way out to Lost Valley.
yes.
And we raised 5 children there.
5 children?
Yes.
How many boys and girls?
2 boys and 3 girls.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And
Now, are they around the area, or are they all spread out?
I have 2 I have a boy and a son and a daughter in Auburn, and another son in Portland, and a daughter in Kennebunk, and then another daughter that goes 6 months to Florida and 6 months to Pelham.
Yeah,
Maine.
yeah, very nice.
And they're all healthy and giving me a lot of great grandchildren.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got a big family.
Geez, I mean,
Where I was all alone growing up.
right, exactly.
Made quite a difference.
Yeah, but I bet you had a lot of friends. They say that people that are only children make very, very close friends.
Well, we traveled a lot, and every place we traveled, we made friends, and we kept them.
Yeah.
Which was,
Yeah.
it was strange.
Now, by travel, you mean you worked in different places, or you just traveled?
Part of my job was traveling.
Yeah.
I've been every. But I went to work for Bates.
Yeah, Bates College?
Manufacturing college.
Oh, Bates Manufacturing, okay.
And we had 7 mills.
Yeah,
And 5 in Maine and 2 in the south, one in Lynchburg, Virginia, and another one in Dalton, Georgia. And I worked in the financial department, where we did the financial statements.
Yes.
And all that sort of thing.
Yes.
At Bates. And then I developed a consigned inventory plan, which everybody loved. And so, because of that, I had to travel to all of our distributors, not all of them, but a lot of our distributors, which were having a hard time in letting them have consigned inventories, which they didn't have to pay for until after they sold them.
right, exactly. Yeah.
So that got me around the country.
Wow, you developed that?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Well, it was for quite a few years, 5 or 6 years, but then the distributors just started fading away.
Uh-huh, right,
And
yeah.
Sometimes we lost money on that.
yeah. But look at the increase in sales you had, because they could push the product through from manufacturer to distribution to retail sales, and
Right.
you probably made way more than you ever lost, I'm sure.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah.
So,
See, you're a brilliant man, despite what everybody else says about you. You're just
I know that, but nobody knows that.
oh
So, After that went through a lot of changes, a lot of things happened. We finally became an employee-owned company.
Yes.
And what they call an ESOP.
Yeah.
Employee Stock Ownership Trust.
Yes.
And I was one of the 3 trustees, but we had borrowed $6 million from the First National Bank of Boston in order to buy the company.
Wow.
And it went good for a while. All the textile business went south.
Exactly.
And then from the south, I went to Asia.
Over to Asia, right.
Everywhere in Asia.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it was just one of those worldwide trends that was unstoppable.
yeah,
And it ended up hurting, I'm sure, a lot of people.
it did.
Yeah.
It did. It hurt a lot of people. A lot of families had to leave Maine at that time.
Yeah,
Because there were a lot of, besides Bates, there were a lot of other textile companies.
right.
Then 1981, I left Bates and I went to Standish to work for a holding company that owned several independent telephone companies.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So you
was-
went into telecommunications.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like so much easier than working in a textile mill.
Right.
Even though I had a commute, it was there was no pressure.
Yeah,
No pressure.
exactly.
It was a good.
Yeah, the pressure can kill you, as we have found out now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was there 15 years, and I retired at when I was 68, and we traveled. We had a condo in Cancun.
wow, Cancun.
Timeshare.
Yeah, timeshare, right. So you could go down and,
And we went there.
Yeah.
And often we swapped.
yeah,
We traded it.
yeah, so that you could travel around to different places.
Someplace else. Yeah.
Very smart. Boy, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that was really good.
So, to wrap things up, tell me, do you have any hobbies or any things that, passions or interests that you would want your friends and neighbors here at Schooner to know about?
No, I guess I enjoy music. I love sports.
Music and sports? Yeah,
That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't have any passion. I don't have much patience.
right. How did you find out about Schooner Estates?
Oh, I used to come visit people here.
Oh, okay, you knew people here and had people,
I
yeah,
used
yeah.
to come visit Ralph Gould
Yeah, Ralph, yeah,
and Dorothy Fisherman.
yeah.
Remember her?
Yes, I do, yeah.
So I knew people here. I came here to visit, and I knew that. Then my wife died 8 years ago,
Yeah.
and I lived alone for 5 years, and I knew I had to do something.
Oh, gee, yeah. I couldn't live alone.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I mean, if I lost my wife, I would have to go live where there's a lot of people, because I just love people.
Oh, you're a people person.
I'm a people person, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You
But I think we all are, really, down deep.
Yeah,
All people need other people. I'm a strong believer in that.
yeah, you're absolutely
We,
right.
we crave that. That's why this pandemic has been so difficult.
Yes,
You know, we can't be around the people we love most.
right.
Yeah,
That's very hard.
yeah,
Yeah, we used to have big holiday parties, and now it's nothing.
right.
They-
But we'll get there. It's very promising. We'll get there. Yeah. Well, Erwin, you have just been a pleasure to talk with this morning.
Well, it's been nice talking with you. Mike.
We were gonna get together another day and it just didn't work out that way, but boy, I'm glad because it worked out perfect this morning.
It sure did.
You're a good guy. Always said that.
Thank you. You're a good interviewer.
Well, thank you very much. And folks, we want to thank you for tuning in today. Every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 10:05, we have the Schooner Morning Show so that you get a chance to meet people that you live with and are neighbors with and learn a little bit more about them. I know I've learned quite a bit about Erwin today that I never knew before. So stay tuned and sign up because we'll be interviewing you shortly. Have a great day, everyone.